So this is Porterman. Aiden, his job is to cover the prison camp, his 2 teams. That's when we knew that the prison camp was possibly at the abandoned village. Game start, that's not true anymore. The prison camp is now co-located in the Moldavian base. What you and Aiden need to work out is that his 2 teams and your 4 teams don't overlap and interfere with each other. So most likely, when you look at the Moldavian base from the mountain,
yeah,
you have the 2 entrances and then the rest of the tents. I'm assuming that they're going to put the prison camp on the far left with their vehicles to have easy access in and out. And they also would want to keep any prisoners segregated from the rest of the camp. Because you wouldn't want to take prisoners through a camp and then put them in a prison. So it's based, because at B8, they had the prison camp right next to the gate. Okay? So you and Aiden need to work out that he's not crossing over into your area and you not into his. So he will most likely be on the northern side somewhere. If the prison camp moves, he's going to follow it. So then he would leave your AO. But make sure that you coordinate with him. He just showed up maybe 45 minutes ago, so he's downloading his gear. Just make sure you're not in each other's way. Okay. So he would, at 12 o'clock today, I'm going to find out if Berget crew is going to give us pre-deployment before 2200. So maybe about 2 o'clock, we'll have another update. If I get an answer, I'll let you know. The goal is that your teams and Aiden's teams and Oleman's teams, because you're all on that side of the map, would be pre-deployed to a staging area. You're not going to be put on your objective, but maybe at least within 300-400 meters. It's a lot closer than being way over here. So with that, if you have to test fire your guns, just take them in the wood, test fire them. There's no need, because there's other, I call them wannabe snipers in other units that are already gillied up and wandering off in the woods. I mean, we're smarter than that. I mean, we don't do camo till the last hour before we leave. So if you just need to do test firing, just go over the hill, test fire your guns over there, zero them in, whatever you need. But there's no need for us to flaunt ourselves in our full camo yet. It's nowhere near close to being ready to go. Ovidius has come up with a format for a SITREP, situational report, that will be done every hour. Okay, and he's going to go over the format. Basically, it's a number and color code system that is for each dot on the map. A dot is a location. Abandoned village is a dot. Prison camp is a dot. You'll actually have 2 dots. Polybase and FAD, fuel and ammo depot. But I'm going to let him discuss how the format works, and then he'll put the format on the table, and then each of you have to make your own copy, so you understand the format. So I'll let him talk about that.
First question: how good are you with NATO radio signal? I'm just not taking because it will make it much easier. But this is how it looks like. And the top part is just an example of how I prefer to have it. And then the name, dot and everything around. Later on when you send this side, you don't send dot and then a number, you send just a number from the list down here. So you just send like 1, 1, 1, 1. Then we know that you have found in that position red armbands, group size, infantry. So we have like a code that goes only numbers.
This order is important because this is the order you will report it in. So the bend, my headquarters will contact that team leader, which is, for example, Omega. Okay, so this will be Omega. This is Robman, sit rep, and he's just going to give me a code. He's going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, for example. And then
1, 2, 3
Example.
Yeah.
And if you go, now we only have one that goes up to 10, then we take away the 0 in a 10 and put an 8 instead.
Okay.
So every 10 number we go 1 alpha, 1 bravo for 2, 1 charlie for 3, and so on. And if we put out no more numbers like in 20s, we go again 2 alpha, 2 bravo. So we can separate what location you're calling in instead of having 2, 0 and yada yada, because then I don't understand what you're saying, because we have line.
So, for example, what you're going to hear over the radio, you're going to hear him, you know, all units, this is Ovidius, prepare for sit rep. Okay, I say again, prepare for sit rep. That lets you know, pull out your little cheat sheet and get ready to report. So, he's going to first go Omega, this is Ovidius. Omega, this is Ovidius, sit rep. This is Omega, 1, because he's at the bend. 1, 2, 1, 1.
Exactly.
So what he has told us is at the tactical point bend, it's occupied by NAF, a small group, and their infantry. Good.
Okay.
So then whoever's at Devil's Crossing, which is Murat. This is Ovidius, sit rep over. This is Murat, 2, 2, 1, 1.
It's simple. It's real simple. It's the only problem is that you have to have a list or somehow.
You
so
need to know this order, because that's when you're going to come into the report. When you go out for mission, when a team goes out for a separate mission, we will assign you
new codes.
Okay. If you go out, if you leave a dot, if you leave one of these areas and do a specific mission, we're going to assign you a different sit rep. Okay.
And if we can, we're gonna do it like we're gonna send a courier with a paper, if we can. Okay. Otherwise, we're gonna have to take it on radio, but I don't prefer that.
Yeah. The only addition for you, supporter man, when you do the fuel ammo depot, okay, when you go 9, 1, the numbers, if you see people guarding it and what type, you add the 8-digit grid coordinate based off of the red number and the blue number on the map. You're going to add its specific 8-digit number by
blue one and to locate
red and blue. That's for him.
And if there is 2 type of infantry, 2 type of group on position.
We want if you have 1 and 2, we just want the 2. That's more important to us.
Yeah.
Because mechanized ain't going to be alone. We assume they will have infantry with them.
Yeah.
We want to know what the largest of these numbers that they have.
For example, if you have an infantry group with so few AT guys in it, then you report in an AT group.
You report them as 5.
So if you see tanks with mechanized, then you report in tank.
Okay.
So we know the highest threat of the area. And this, a very important thing of this is, if you see something and you don't know what it is, and you have to report the whole list, then you can put in a 0 of what you don't know. Then that is unknown. Like, I don't know what it is, I just have the other info. So the line still goes forward, so I know, okay, you don't know what that is, then I go on the next one. Did you guys understand that?
Yeah.
Good.
Now this sit rep is going to come every hour on the hour if I'm not hearing any information pushed to me. For example, when you see vehicles exit the base, you will call immediately and say, this many vehicles heading north from my pause, my position, okay? As it happens, tell us. If a TP or SP changes hands, tell us at that moment, okay? Because say at 1:30, a TP changes to a red unit, okay? I'm not going to ask for another sit rep for that dot at the top of the hour, because I don't think it's going to change within 30 minutes. I will ask an hour and 30 minutes later to see if it changed. So report it as it happens, and then, but if I'm not getting anything, I'm going to ask for a sit rep at the top of the hour. Okay? I think we'll go every 3 hours. I'm going to ask for your status every 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's your team status. Are you 100%? Are you down a man? Are you low on water? Something like that. When I ask for your status, that's you as a team. I want to know how you're doing as a team. A sit rep is what the situation's going on.
Yeah.
So the more information you push to me as it happens, okay, using this format, the less I have to ask for it. Make sense?
But try to use that format as often as you can.
Yeah. Use this format when something changes.
Yeah, exactly. If you see that they took that place, or you see they passing us, at least we know, okay, it's that group in that area. And try to always, like, it's 15 minutes left to sit rep. Start printing it down so you know what numbers you're gonna have, and then when we call, or when you have to call, you, okay, now I have to make the sit rep. Then you call me, you get okay, send over, and then you just say the numbers. And I'm gonna say copy out, if I understood everything. Otherwise I'm gonna say repeat.
Because when he collects the info for me, and I ask for it at the top of the hour, he's going to show what time you reported in. And if I feel that it's recent enough information, I'm not going to ask for a sit rep. Okay? Any more questions with this before we move on to the next topic?
You can wait just a few so they can type them out.
Yeah. So, normally we know from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. is normally off game for the base camps. The base camps aren't allowed to be attacked, but we are in the game area. I leave it up to you team leaders. If you are in the field, it is your discretion of how you do your own sleep schedule. No less than 50% awake between 3 and 9. So if you choose all spotters sleep for 2 hours, that way half your people are up, and then after 2 hours, then your shooters sleep for 2 hours. I don't care how you do it. It's up to you but make sure that no more than 50% is asleep anytime between 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. Okay? I would suggest having your sleep done by 7 because, 9 a.m. big attacks happen on the bases, and 7 a.m. is when units start moving around the area. So you maybe want to be fully 100% by 7 a.m. Okay? But I leave it up to you guys how to manage your sleep schedule. Okay? However you want to do it, but no less than 50%. Okay? Awake.
And remember that you don't have to have the sleep schedule like at night. You can have it on, even on the day, people can be sleeping, so the spotter or the shooter is awake. And when shit happens, just wake him up. He doesn't have to sleep in a sleeping bag. Just sleep on the ground just next to him.
Yeah.
We have to go that extreme this year, because otherwise we're screwed.
Mais toi tu dors dans les fossés.
Right before deployment, there's going to be a I call it a dog and pony show. Okay, the brigade commander wants to give a speech, have formation and a motivation speech. He's going to ask each battalion commander to say some words. We're not about talking, we're about action. So all I'm going to do is when I get up in front, and you see me up front and we're in formation, I'm going to raise my rifle above my head. All of you just do the same. Not a word. I want to send the message that we are silent killers and our actions speak for ourselves. We don't have to tell them how good we are. We're going to show it. So for whoever's not already deployed, if we're still here and we're in formation, and White Ace calls me to the front to speak, I raise my rifle, you raise yours, we're done. And we leave it at that. Okay? Any questions? Admin, tactically, anything? Has everyone had their frequencies programmed that I emailed out? Okay. Yeah. We're all on channel 4.
Yeah. If you need the programming and if you got the boxing, I have the computer so we can program.
They're bringing me radios today. Okay. They're showing up at 12 o'clock. So I will get your team 1 radio so you can speak to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. So because we're getting 35 radios as a brigade. So and that's going to be split up between the battalions.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have somewhere between 4 and 6. So I'll have one for you. Yeah. So right now the admin thing is get your personal areas cleaned up, get your cars out of the AO, and start thinking gear prep, rehearsals. If you want to practice moving in the woods, with just hand and arm signals, no talking, to practice your stalking, anything. Take care of the admin stuff first. That way we start getting into tactical mode. And then if I have an update for pre-deployment, I'll let you guys know what time that meeting will be.
On n'a pas son numéro de téléphone au cas où. C'est ok. On va demander s'ils ont déjà testé les informations.
Do you test the radio in the field or not?
Which radio? This one?
Oh, the radio.
No, we haven't got the radios we're gonna use yet, more than this. But I do know that this radios on high will take from here to at least civilian camp. At least. But if we have somebody on the top of the mountain there, we might have full control over. Maybe not when the radar is sending, because then we can get scrambled. But otherwise, it should be okay.
Si ça fonctionne.
But if we have problems sending over and like this, think of where we have people and try to send the message to them and over, so we have to relay. We have to fix it somehow.
Sa mère ne passe pas.
If it goes to that. I don't know. We have to be flexible.
C'est bien le système. C'est bien le système. Juste chose à faire. On va tirer au sol, tu vois, qui c'est mieux à expliquer.
Okay. In the south of the map, there's something or not?
Something.
All the tactical points are on the north.
Yeah.
In the south, we are just valley of that. But while Berget crew take a second part of the map,
They could use it for maybe surprise missions, stuff like that.
okay.
So we have to be.
Someone has to go to recon there? No?
No,
Okay.
not what I know of. Roman, have you sent anybody on the south map to recon?
No.
Okay.
Everything to the south is dark. There's no operations going on down there.
Okay.
So on appelle ça gauche.
This afternoon, with two of my boys, we go to recognize new cars.
Oh, down?
They
They-
can take the road
We're
and
sending
you can
it.
see there's something
Yeah.
or not.
Channel 4.
Um,
So you program it in
If you
Yeah, but I
remote-
can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
There's one additional.
Frequency?
Not in my head.
Okay.
I have it on my computer.
There's one additional thing to look out for. If you ever see it, it's Moldavians have access to SRBMs, short-range ballistic missiles. Anything that looks like a missile launcher, a ground missile launcher, not an AT weapon, a ground missile launcher, whether it's on a trailer, on a vehicle, anything that looks like that launches rockets or missiles, report that in with the 8-digit grid coordinate, the blue and red. Okay?
Serbian, it's a Scud.
Yeah, Scud.
Okay.
Anything that looks like that, that's high priority. We need to know about. That needs to be reported up.
Quelque chose qui ressemble à un Scud.
Berget 8, il y avait un gros tracteur avec un essai.
Because all the information we have on the Scuds is, according to Brigade's intel report, it is in close proximity to the NAF and Zancian camp. We don't know what that means. And we don't know when they'll appear. But if you ever see that, report that immediately. That's all I got.
Yes. Okay.
One more boost.
Would it be possible to drive out some of the equipment beforehand?
That's what we're gonna wait and see.
Well, no. If you want to, right now, as you're parking your cars and
Yeah.
getting ready to if you want to pre-stage water, rucksacks,
Yeah.
if you want to pre-stage stuff, do it. But if there is too much traffic, keep driving.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the priority is get your water out there. Okay. If you're not going to take your water out there, bring it right here, and I'll make sure it gets out at the appropriate times. Okay.
We have genocide and their gang. I will talk to them.
Right.
And they're ready to put them out.
Yeah. So control your own destiny. If you'd rather put your own water out there so you know exactly where it's going to be, I suggest doing that. Okay. If not, like you guys, we don't know where you're going yet, so your water should be in here.
Yeah.
You know. So, good question. Anything else? All right.
I recommend that everybody put up the radios on frequency 4 right now when you get back. If we have to get contact of you, we can. Yes.
No.
contact.
I don't want to burn batteries.
Okay.
Yeah. Stay close to the tent, If we
Yeah,
need,
that's
if we
first.
need to get a hold of you, stay close to the tent. No more going to the safe zone. If you want to run to town to get something, get it all done before 1400. Because come 1400, I need to find you. So if you need to get some last minute supplies, get your vehicles out of the way, get all that done by 1400. Because come 1400, we ain't gonna have time to get other personal stuff done. Then it's just we're going tactical and get ready for mission come 1400. All right? All right.